William H. Mumler, a name that echoes through the annals of paranormal history. The name sends chills down your spine, conjuring images of spectral apparitions and haunted places. He wasn't a ghost hunter like me, armed with gadgets and a thirst for the unknown. No, he was something far more enigmatic, a spirit photographer capturing the unseen on film. In the 1860s, he shocked the world with his uncanny ability to photograph the ethereal. His photos, filled with ghostly figures that seemed to step out of the shadows of the afterlife. Mumler didn't start out seeking the dead. He was a humble jewelry engraver in Boston, meticulously crafting intricate designs. Photography was merely his hobby, a pastime to capture moments. Then something strange happened. A self-portrait revealed a ghostly figure. Could it be real? He'd captured a ghost on film. The news spread like wildfire, igniting curiosity and skepticism alike. People flocked to his studio, eager to witness the miraculous and the macabre. They yearned to see their lost loved ones, to connect with the departed one more time. Mumler became a sensation, a beacon of hope and mystery. The world was captivated, but was it real, or was Mumler a clever trickster, a master of illusion and deceit? The debate rages on even today, with historians and paranormal enthusiasts divided. Let's dive into the mystery of William H. Mumler, peeling back the layers of history and skepticism, and explore the eerie world of spirit photography, where the line between reality and the supernatural blurs. Mumler's photos were haunting. They captured more than just faces, they captured the essence of an era obsessed with the afterlife. They were simple portraits at first glance, but look closer, faint figures emerge, ghostly apparitions. These images were not just photographs, they were windows into another world. They stood beside the living, as if they were still part of our world, lingering in the shadows, as if peering from another realm. These spectral figures seemed to bridge the gap between the living and the dead. His most famous photo, Mary Todd Lincoln with the ghost of Abraham Lincoln. The image is chilling. Mary Todd stands alone. Her expression is somber, almost as if she feels his presence. But behind her, a semi-transparent figure, the ghostly image of President Lincoln, his hands resting on her shoulders, offering a silent comfort. President Lincoln, his hands resting on her shoulders. This photograph became an iconic representation of love transcending death. Another famous photo, Moses A. Dow with his deceased fiancée. The image is both haunting and beautiful. She appears as a young woman, dressed in white. Her ethereal presence is almost angelic. Her hand rests gently on his shoulder, a tender gesture that speaks volumes about their lost love, a ghostly reminder of their broken bond. These images were more than just photographs. They were emotional relics. These images sent shivers down spines. They were both fascinating and terrifying, capturing the imagination of an entire generation. Were they proof of the afterlife or clever manipulations? The debate raged. Skeptics and believers alike were captivated, and it continues to this day. Modern technology has yet to fully debunk or confirm the authenticity of these images. But one thing is certain. These photographs left an indelible mark on the world. Mumler's photos tapped into something deep. They resonated with a universal human desire, a longing to connect with those we've lost. They offered a glimmer of hope that perhaps, just perhaps, our loved ones were still with us in some form. Mumler's photos ignited a firestorm. People were both terrified and fascinated. Could it be true? Could we really communicate with the dead? Spiritualism was sweeping the nation. Seances were common. People craved connections with the afterlife. Mumler's photos seemed to offer proof that death was not the end. Newspapers ran stories. Debates raged in parlors and salons. Was Mumler a prophet or a charlatan? The public was torn, but one thing was certain. People were desperate for answers. They wanted to believe. Mumler's studio became a place of pilgrimage. People traveled from all over. They paid a premium for his services. They hoped to capture a glimpse of their departed loved ones, one last time. Not everyone was convinced. Skeptics emerged. They cried foul. They accused Mumler of trickery, of exploiting grief for profit. Magicians and photographers examined his work. They searched for evidence of double exposures or other photographic manipulation. Some claimed to have replicated his results. They used simple tricks of the trade. Newspapers fueled the fire. They published exposés and scathing editorials. They accused Mumler of fraud, of preying on the vulnerable. The controversy only increased Mumler's fame. Some saw the attacks as proof of his legitimacy. They believed he was being persecuted, just like other spiritual pioneers. Despite the scrutiny, no one could definitively prove Mumler's methods. No one could replicate his results consistently. The question lingered. Was he a fraud or a true spiritual conduit? Some believe he used double exposures, others suspect hidden accomplices. Some even claim he used actors dressed as ghosts, but no concrete evidence emerged. The lack of a definitive answer only deepened the mystery. It fueled speculation. It kept the debate alive. Even today, we are left to wonder, how did Mumler create his haunting images? Was it skill, trickery, or something more? Many theories attempt to explain Mumler's method. Some believe he used a technique called double exposure. This involves exposing the same photographic plate twice, creating a ghostly overlay. Others suspect he used hidden assistants. These assistants would pose as ghosts during the long exposures. Their images would be faint, ghostly. Some even believe Mumler researched his subjects. He would then hire actors who resembled their deceased loved ones. These actors would appear in the photos, creating a convincing illusion. Despite these theories, no one has definitively explained Mumler's methods. His secrets died with him, leaving behind a legacy of mystery and intrigue. To understand Mumler, you need to understand the times. The era he lived in was one of profound transformation and turmoil. The 1860s were a time of immense spiritual hunger. People were searching for meaning and answers in a world that seemed increasingly chaotic. The Civil War had ravaged the nation, leaving behind a trail of destruction and sorrow. Millions mourned lost loved ones. The sheer scale of loss was unprecedented, and the pain was palpable. People sought solace in spiritualism. They attended seances, hoping to communicate with the departed. They consulted mediums, desperate for any sign of their loved ones. They yearned for any sign, any whisper from beyond the veil. The desire to connect with the afterlife was a powerful force. Mumler's photos tapped into this deep longing. His images seemed to offer a bridge to the other side. They offered tangible evidence of the afterlife, something people could hold on to in their grief. They provided comfort to grieving families. The photographs were more than just images. They were a source of solace. They offered a glimmer of hope in a time of despair. For many, these photos were a lifeline. Whether real or fake, Mumler's photos resonated with a society grappling with loss. The controversy only added to their allure. They offered a connection to the other side, a chance to see their loved ones again, even if it was just an image. In a world filled with uncertainty, these photographs provided a sense of continuity and hope. The controversy surrounding Mumler's work eventually caught up with him. He was brought to trial in 1869. He was charged with fraud. The trial was a media sensation. The prosecution presented evidence of Mumler's alleged deceptions. They brought forth witnesses who claimed he had researched their families. They accused him of exploiting their grief. Mumler maintained his innocence. He claimed his photos were genuine. He argued he was simply a conduit, a messenger between this world and the next. The jury ultimately acquitted Mumler, but the damage was done. His reputation was tarnished. His career as a spirit photographer was over. The rise and fall of William Mumler reveals a darker side to spiritualism. It exposed the potential for exploitation, the willingness to profit from grief and loss. In the wake of the Civil War, countless spirit photographers emerged. They capitalized on the public's fascination with the afterlife. They offered comfort at a price. These photographers employed a variety of techniques. Some were more skilled than others. Some were true believers. Others were con artists. The line between genuine belief and calculated deception became blurred. It left a stain on the field of spirit photography, a stain that lingers to this day. Despite the controversies, spirit photography never truly disappeared. It continued to capture the imagination. It fueled countless stories, books, and films. The idea that we could capture images of spirits on film is a powerful one. It speaks to our deepest fears and desires. It offers the possibility of tangible proof of the afterlife. Today, spirit photography has evolved. It has merged with digital photography and technology. It lives on in the form of ghost hunting and paranormal investigation. While the methods may have changed, the fascination remains. We are still drawn to the unexplained. We still yearn to connect with those who have passed on. William H. Mumler remains an enigma. Was he a charlatan who preyed on the grieving? Or was he a misunderstood visionary, a man who stumbled upon something beyond our understanding? The evidence is inconclusive. The debate rages on, but one thing is certain. Mumler's photos left an indelible mark on history. They sparked a conversation about life after death, a conversation that continues to this day. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, Mumler's story is a reminder of the power of belief, the human need for connection, and the enduring mystery of the afterlife.